I am Tom, and I am part of Rage Against the Machine, and you are watching Raw Power. What we do really seems to tap into a vein of aggression and a vein of, there's a real subterranean disillusionment with the status quo, which I think that Rage is really tapping into, because I think that disillusionment is wide and it's very deep, and you know, kids from LA to London really seems to have struck a resounding chord. And so, you know, the first couple of shows that we played outside of Los Angeles, it did take me it took a while to get used to. You know, in LA when we play, I know everybody out there, and when we're in Berlin or London, I don't know the people there, but the response is the same.
Now you do what they told you.
It's very important that there's no barrier between band and the crowd, that there's no Rage Against the Machine fans. You know, it's like the stage is their space too, and sometimes they spend an awful lot of time up on it, which is fine. And sometimes, you know, we spend some time down there as well. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a completely feeding off each other. It's, you know, it's a real community, and it's you know, it's when I used to go to concerts, when I used to go to like Kiss concerts, for example, and metal concerts when I was growing up, at the end of a show there was this feeling that you were like really felt spent, and you felt very drained, and it was a release of aggressions. And I think Rage shows are very different, where you leave them, you feel, I mean, I know I do, even from playing aspect, you feel very energized, and you feel like confronting, or, you know, continuing the confrontation outside of the club, in, you know, whether it's on the streets or in your life, or you know, in the political arena in general. Our hunger comes from a different place, I think, than a lot of bands. A lot of bands with a kind of like an angry street energy come from, you know, they come from the streets, and when they achieve that success, it's a real mellowing kind of thing. We all come from basically middle class backgrounds, and so, you know, I've never been like deprived of food, and if I was in the position where I had a disposable income, I know that I would be using it to support causes that I think needs supporting. You know, as long as I had, you know, my little car to drive around and an apartment to live in. That's because consumer values are pretty much irrelevant, you know, within the context of the band. And so I think that being able to have a larger platform to speak from would be something that would present a responsibility that we look forward to.